Game of the weekend. Well, moving on now to league leaders Arsenal, who visit Craven Cottage to face an inconsistent Fulham, hoping to take all 3 points and strengthen their claim as genuine title contenders.
This is Martinelli, it's a great run, over the top of Donnarumma! And it's in! Arsenal pull it out of the flames! Stubborn at the back, they have been slick in attack. Odegaard, and it's a header by Gabriel! What a turnaround this has been! Super Mendy will find Eze with that one, in from Rice! Arsenal march on, relentless, ruthless. The Gunners' cannon roars.
Yeah, Arsenal moved top of the table before the international break. Martin Odegaard out injured. We heard from Mikel Arteta today, probably until after the next international break. But this really, for me, proves the strength of their squad right now compared to last season, where last season was a huge problem. This season, you don't think it's the same story?
Not at all. Odegaard's a fantastic player, but they've done some superb business in the transfer market, which is why when they've lost players, when they lost Saka, Madueke came in, when they lost Saliba, and they had Christian Mosquera come in, and now that they've lost Odegaard, Eze slots in. What has he done so far this season? Goals for club and for country. He is in fantastic form. He's got a great eye for goal. He's got a great pass, and he can find and he's got that ability to dissect defences. I think they're going to be absolutely fine.
The opposite story for Fulham, though, because I was listening to Marco Silva today and he said that Kearney probably not ready just yet. Chukwueze was injured in action for Nigeria. And so that really highlights how small their squad is.
Yeah, I think they're a little bit vulnerable in that aspect. I don't think they do probably have the depth that can replace the same quality. And I think that's also why they've not had the same consistency in the results. I think when they're at their best, they've found good form, they play good football. I think another manager who's doing really well, I think they'll spend most of this weekend defending, and I think Arsenal will be too strong for them.
Yeah, Arsenal haven't won at Fulham in the last 2 visits, though. Can't wait to hear your predictions. Were you going to mention it? Did I beat you to a stat?
No.
Did that really happen? Did we?
No, I was backing up Rachel, saying that I think they'll put that right in this.
Okay, save it for the predictions, okay? Still to come. We do have predictions, but also Spurs versus Aston Villa. It's also happening on Sunday at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Let's get the thoughts of Rachel and Darren on that one. Well, as I see it, for Thomas Frank, there are 2 carrots here. The first one is he has never beaten Unai Emery, so he wants to do that as a manager. The second one is that if Spurs manage a victory, they could be top of the table depending on results elsewhere.
Yeah, they've had a great start under Thomas Frank.
Why are you winding her up for?
It's my job to ask questions. She took a long pause before she
exactly. What direction it is. This has actually been, I think, in the last sort of 18 months, a fixture that has actually offered up quite a lot of action. It's often had a lot of goals. 2 teams that have high ambitions. I feel like Villa didn't get the start they wanted, but are now finding a bit of form. And Spurs are doing really well under a new manager. So again, quite an interesting fixture, this one.
Can you answer my question, please? Because she just dodged.
Wrestling on the fence.
How crazy is that stat that, Thomas Frank has never beaten Unai Emery as a manager? It's the hoodoo.
It is a hoodoo, but then when you look at Unai Emery and you understand his body of work, you can understand why he does have these long records against other managers. And if you think about Frank, he's a very experienced manager, but Emery has managed in a number of different countries and won silverware in a number of different countries. He plundered the Europa League, of course, in its various guises as well. So he's someone who brings vast experience to the role. And I think as far as Tottenham are concerned, they are better now defensively. They're better on set pieces. They are more of a threat in different ways. I think that there are a number of reasons why they can feel confident, but set against that, Villa now, they've stopped crying over the Champions League. That's gone, and they now accept that. And suddenly, 4 wins in a row they're on fire. So I think you're right, Rachel. I think this could be a score, at the very least, a score draw. There are going to be goals in this game.
There hasn't been a draw between these two since May 2012. It almost always, and certainly in recent history, produces a win. I'm sorry for saying stats again. I apologise. I will never do that again. Everyone is my witness. I'll leave that to you. But what is your early season report on Spurs? And I think at home, they've still not done well. 3 of 17 at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium they've won.
Yeah, I think that probably is a little bit of a hoodoo for them. It's a huge stadium, it's a spectacular stadium, but also when you can also understand when things aren't going so well, there's a bit of pressure. The noise and the feel, the energy you get from the crowd is also significant. Whether that's having an effect or not, who knows? I think Kouros and Paulinho, for me, have been sensational so far, and they are going to be key to keep fit, keep available. Their contribution, I've really seen that they've impressed so far, me.
Well, let's get your thoughts on Villa then, Rachel, because Ollie Watkins, there was that scare. We've been hearing today that he is going to be available for this game, but Marlon scored twice in the last one. So there is options.
Marlon's been doing really well. I think it's good to obviously hear that Ollie Watkins is back training. It looked an awkward one when he did pick up that injury, but it did also look like it could have just been a sore knock, and it hopefully is just that. Marlon's done really well. Last season when he came in, not being part of that Champions League squad, I think mentally as a player that's difficult, but he's taken that really well. He's working really hard. He knows he's going to get opportunities, and he has taken them. These types of goals around set plays and defending, I know that'll be something that they'll look to really address and try and eradicate as quickly as possible, because the standards they have on set plays are very high at Villa.
Yeah, looking forward to that one. We are going to hear from the managers involved in some of the other fixtures of Matchweek 8. So let's whip around the Premier League.
Yeah, I was searching for all 2-meter staff members, but I didn't find one. So we don't have a 2-meter staff member. How tall are you? Harry Wood, yeah, Harry Wood. Our kid, man. So we couldn't really replicated him in training, but for sure there are some patterns from Newcastle that we have to take care, and for sure he's a target player.
Yeah, when you look back now, you see that point at the time was maybe a frustrating one for us, but in the end it turned out to be valuable. Actually thought he played really well on the day. It's one of our better performances against Brighton, team that I think we always have tough games against. I think they're very well managed and coached. They've got some really good players.
As always, we've been strong at home last year. We've been strong at home this year, hugely competitive. We need to continue that. Our home form this year will be vital for us in terms of being successful. So again, we're looking forward in front of our home fans to put in a performance and hopefully get the 3 points.
Remember last season, Burnley, fantastic season, 100 points. For us, it were the 2 most difficult games last season. Yeah, why should it be right now a must-win game? So we haven't won one game last season against Burnley, and still managed to win the league and win 100 points. So it's definitely not a must-win game. There's also just another opportunity for both teams to be there. We're also traveling good spirits and know that if we are at our best, we have a chance to win point.
Honestly, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow against Everton. So, but the truth is that before international break, we are far away from the top of the league, and now we are closer. And we want to continue there and arrive in the latter stages of the competition. The competition's being close. This is I would say, the target I have.
I think the Man City we've known, who were probably over years were nearly unstoppable. I think at the moment there's a more chance where you could get a result against Manchester City. Still very, very difficult to do so. But I think teams have gone and done it, and we have to try and do it as well.
And this league is like that. If you don't catch your opportunities, you will be punished. So I hope we'll be able to score twice and to win this game, but it will be a tough challenge.
The team needs, in my opinion, it's a win to this block the confidence, because even me, in the end of the game, start to think about, okay, cannot concede, we must win this game. This is a good chance for the 3 points.
What I'm doing is try to improve, realizing that the home factor is really important. And like I said to you before, I think it's up to us now to go closer to the fans, to make them support us and help us, and so we can change everything and become a real fortress.
He's a very experienced coach, obviously, and gone into a football club where they've got some really talented players for sure. We'll have to be very respectful of, and yeah, we've done our due diligence clearly on them. Looking forward to facing them on Monday night.
Okay, it's prediction time now, and we're going to start, Rachel, with Forest versus Chelsea.
2-0 Chelsea, I think.
See, this might be one area where we disagree. I think tomorrow is the game where Forest suddenly turn things around. I'm not convinced by Chelsea's defensive record. Their away record, I think they've only got 3 wins in their last 14 away from home. I think Forest win this one, 2-1.
Well, what do you think about Brighton versus Newcastle?
Brighton at home are always a tough proposition. I'm not convinced, again, by Newcastle defensively. I'm going to go Brighton to win 1-0.
I think they both go for this, so I'll go 2 each.
Oh, I like this disagreement here. Leeds play a fellow promoted side for the first time this season. They go to Burnley. What do we see at Turf Moor?
Yeah, it's a big one for both teams. I think I'm going to go Leeds 2-1.
I think this is going to be a repeat of a championship fixture where they were so strong defensively, Burnley, and I think that they are going to manage to sneak this one by a single goal.
Palace Bournemouth.
Tough one.
Game of the weekend.
Yeah, tough one. I think it might be tight, and I think Mateta might be the guy who breaks the deadlock. Okay. I think Mateta win this one for Palace.
Oh, okay. I'll go 1-1.
Man City versus Everton.
I'll go first with this one because City have got a terrific record against Everton. I think it's a year into double figures for the last time they lost against them. I'm going to go with Haaland to continue his outstanding run and score twice. 2-0.
Okay, I'll go 3-0 City.
In agreement at last. Sunderland versus Wolves.
Again, this could have goals. I think 2-2.
Yeah, I'd agree with that one. 2-2. Nice.
Fulham Arsenal.
Arsenal to win this one 3-0.
2-0 Arsenal.
Spurs Villa.
Oh.
I'm going to go 3-0 Villa.
3-0.
Oh, tell us how you really feel.
I've got your scarf behind it. This is going to be, I'm going to say 2-1 to Spurs.
Ooh, Liverpool Man United.
1-1.
Oh. You've got to tell us why, though.
Because I think Liverpool have got failings as well as Manchester, defensively, as well as Manchester United. Yes, they can both score goals, but they're going to both be very cagey. It's not going to be the spectacle we expect. And I think it'll be 1-1.
I think it'll be 1-0 Liverpool. I just think that there's been a lot of focus on the fact they have conceded goals, a lot of talk. I think they'll tighten that up, and they have good players. So
I hear that.
Yeah, well, you've told us exactly how they can do that earlier on in the show. What about West Ham versus Brentford? What's your prediction for this London showdown?
I think Brentford have picked up a little bit of form. I think it's coming together there. Yep. So I'm going to say 2-1 Brentford.
Whereas I'm going to go the other way. West Ham in their last game played the best I've seen them play. It was under Nuno. They were unfortunately come against a better side, but I think West Ham will be more organised. I think in their own stadium, they'll be too good. And I think Bowen will be the match winner. Bowen to score 2-0.
You're getting really high level with these now. You're giving us goal scorers as well, specifically. It's about time, man. It's about
Just
time.
don't hold me to account.
So the headline of the weekend is undoubtedly